Hey everybody, and welcome to another Baking with Becky. I am here going to try my darndest not to break another kitchen appliance. And today we are making fudge. Now I decided to try out a recipe that a friend of mine gave me, and it was for Fireball Fudge. Now all of you that love cinnamon and you love Fireball, then use Fireball for this recipe. I don't like Fireball, I'm not a cinnamon person, so I decided to substitute Chambord. So I thought that white chocolate fudge with raspberry would be delicious. So let's get started. This is a super easy recipe. It should be, let's hope, fingers crossed that it's easy. Okay, in one pan, I'm gonna get this on high because we need this water to come to a simmer. While that's simmering, go ahead and put parchment paper in an 8" by 8" cookie sheet. That's just so that once we put the fudge in and it cools, you can lift it out easier. It's brilliant. That's actually very clever and smart. Once we do the cooking, some of you have, what's it called, a Dutch oven, I think, where the water boils below and then you sit the pot over top. My two pots actually sit fine on top of each other, so that's what I'm gonna have to end up doing. I don't have one of those. So we'll be doing that once this comes to a boil. Now, while you're waiting for that to boil, the other thing to do is you need 4 cups of white chocolate. I always kind of pre-do. 4 cups white chocolate, a 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. Here is my fabulous Chambord. I already put it here. Quarter cup of Chambord. And then you need a 1/4 cup of unsalted butter. So I already did room temperature, stuck it here. So while we're waiting for this, oh, and then you're gonna need some vanilla extract, but that's 3/4 of a teaspoon. So we'll put that in then. I'm gonna pour this into here and then hold on to this bowl because we're going to use this bowl again in a few minutes because we're going to want to swirl. All right, so here we are. There's my 4 cups of white chocolate. I'm going to put my butter into that. Once this is boiling, we're going to set it on there, but no point in doing that yet. Sweetened condensed milk is always kind of very gooey. You just kind of want to make sure you get it all. And then this is the spatula I'll use. One of the main reasons they have you do it this way, and I'm probably going to experiment because I don't always love having to use over boiling water. They want you to cook it slower, which I get, and that's fine. But a lot of times I can just use a low enough heat to make this happen. So I'll experiment, but not the first time that I was going to do it with you guys because, as we know, I tend to mess up recipes. So anything that I can do to kind of follow the directions and not do that is brilliant. Okay, so then we want to put our Chambord in here, right? And lastly, we want to do 3/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're going to put that in here. Hopefully this will start boiling for us soon, and we're going to melt this down. So I just used a 1/4 teaspoon, just so I only had to do it 3 times. That was a little heavy. Can you really go that far over on vanilla extract? I don't know. Probably not. I mean, you could go way far over, yeah. All right, so I'm just going to set this here and wait for this to boil, but at least it'll start to get a little warm as we do this. And we have a couple minutes to let this all melt and kind of all coagulate together. Is that the proper word? I like the word coagulate. For today, I decided to throw on an old school anthropology sweater. Thought that would be so fun and fabulous, and it's super comfy. All right, so this is starting to melt on the bottom because this water's getting hot. So I'm just gonna keep stirring because the last thing we want is for this to get all dried out on the bottom. So I'm just gonna keep stirring. I was trying to think of all the different liquors that you could put in here as I was trying not to use Fireball. All right, I think we're about mixed. Oh, now we saw a chunk. So I came up with the Chambord, but I love Saint Germain, which is like elderflower, which I think it would be like maybe an herbally white chocolate fudge. I might have to try that out. Maybe orangey. You could do like a Grand Marnier with it and have maybe like an orangey fudge. But the cool thing you'll see about this in a second is you get to marbleize this with a little color. All right, so I'm actually gonna pull this. I'm gonna put this back here so it's off the heat. Now you put a quarter of this fudge in here. See, now here's the cool part. I was talking about flavors, so about a quarter of it. That's perfect. Okay, leave that there. Okay, put a couple drops of food coloring in. I decided I should use red because it's Chambord. So I thought it would be ideal if have like a reddish pinkish swirl. We're gonna have to mix this and see how red we want. Oh yeah, we need this redder. Oh yeah. I went a little crazy. Oh yeah, it should be super red. Oh yeah. All right, so you want to get that all mixed. Okay. Now, oh yeah, it's super red. But think about it, depending on what you put in, you know, like if you did like an orange flavor with a Grand Marnier, you could put orange in. You could do it minty. I don't know. I'm trying to think of different things you could do. Okay, so here's what we're doing next. Now we've got our parchment pan. I'm gonna set the red to the side, put the white in. Let's fill this up. And put this all in here. Okay. All right. Then we're doing this. So we're gonna put this basically right on top. I might have done a little extra. Might be a little bit more than a quarter, but we'll make it work. The whole point is to get that marbling effect. Okay, so you kind of just throw that on. Let's try it too. It tastes like raspberry white fudge. It's actually really good. Now with a knife, we basically just want to swirl back and forth until we get that swirl effect. I'm gonna go kind of back and forth. So you want it to kind of sink in. Ooh, I'm gonna get fun designs. Because when you cut it, like it'll look cool on top here, but think that's what it's gonna look like on the inside as well. Now remember, the pink doesn't have any additional flavor, it's just adding like color. Okay, now you just stick it in the fridge and we let it cool. It's hard for you to see here. It's got a cool swirl effect. I'm gonna stick it in the fridge. When we pull it out, it's gonna have this awesome pink and white marble, and it's gonna be raspberry white fudge. Okay, everyone, we are back. I left the fudge to sit for 2 hours in the fridge, and it looks beautiful. Do you see that? So pretty, so swirly. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut it up. So we're gonna put it on a cutting board, flip, pop it out. So easy. All right, sorry. I spent the 2 hours trying to clean up more decorations in my house and working out, so you guys now get me in workout attire. Way less glamorous than I usually am for you. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm actually gonna flip this over so we can see the prettiness. That is so fabulous. All right, got my big old knife and we're just gonna cut it into pieces. Stella, do you wanna come try the fudge?
Yeah!
It's raspberry white fudge. You wanna try? And then you gotta tell everyone in the camera if you like it or not.
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah.
What's good? It's raspberry, and it's white fudge. And I'm gonna sit here and cut it up into little blocks. This recipe for what, like 5 ingredients, ended up turning out Super simple, very easy. Look at these little pieces. And they're so cute and swirly. It's fabulous. I think it looks good. Again, remember, you could probably put in whatever kind of flavored alcohol that you want. If you do like Fireball, then put it in, make cinnamon fudge. I'm thinking raspberry. There's pomegranate liqueurs, orange, and then you can change the color for the swirl. It'll be super cool. I will definitely be doing this fudge again in the future, and I hope that you all try it as well. If you enjoyed this quick, easy vanilla fudge, make sure you hit the subscribe button and come back. And I can't wait to cook something else up for you. Thanks for joining me for Baking with Becky. See you soon.